right, good morning to you. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Thank you for starting your week with us on 32 FM 94.9. The program is Break of Dawn Newspaper Review. And of course, it's the first edition for the week. Today is the 4th of October, 2021. The team has assembled. My name is Dele Adeyanju.
Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. I am Olutayo Ogunade.
All right, I'm Chike Obogu. Good morning to you, listener.
I take my first shot from the Daily Post newspaper this morning, and there are headlines from here. Police rescue 2 more abducted victims in Kogi. Kogi monarch bans night functions over upsurge of cultism in Lokoja. AAUA lecturer kidnapped in Ondo. Abductors demand 10 million naira ransom. NYSC, why Buhari should speedily consider Youth Trust Fund, Huriwa. Buhari Sule Bello, Ibrahim Kefas, why Northerners may remain in power beyond 2023, Reno Mokri. Nigeria no longer working, only autonomy of local government can save the situation, Nolgay. 69 bandits, collaborators arrested in Zamfara. Governor Yade reacts to death of Air Commodore Ibrahim Kefas. Abiodun pulls down building that killed students at Ogun Government School. Insecurity, Southeast governors are sleeping on duty. Group, Joe Igbokwe's country home set ablaze in Anambra. Tackle bandits, terrorists leave Nnamdi Kanu Igboho alone. Afenifere tells Buhari. Anxiety has abducted Zamfara speaker's father dies in captivity. Obasanjo, Abiodun, Amosun meet in Ogun. Outstanding political scientist Buhari reacts to Yahaya's death. Just a few more. Buhari has killed Nigeria. Michael Zehome laments. Otom has refused to be an undertaker. Ozekome says as governor receives award from Huriwa. Finally, from here, OPEC hinges attainment of global 6.9 million barrels per day refining capacity addition on Dangote refinery.
Let's see some headlines from Daily Trust. Gunmen invade DSS office in Anambra. Joe Igbokwe, IPOP has set my house on fire. Politicians go into hiding in Anambra as gunmen break loose. A vacancy in Nigeria's Mandela needed. Let's see another one here from Daily Trust. Anambra politicians, I took that already. Despite diplomatic interventions, Ghanaians resume hostilities against Nigerian traders. Another one here from Daily Trust. Worshippers electrocuted as electric cable falls on Lagos church. Unveiled politicians who have remained in government since 1999. You can see their pictures here in Daily Trust. Worry over acute shortage of airworthiness inspectors. 2023, why PDP should leave presidential ticket open. South-South group. Ethiopian Prime Minister drives Buhari in Addis Ababa. IMF cautions as crypto market value surpasses 820 trillion naira.
All right, from the Punch newspaper this morning, bold headline, anti-open grazing law, federal government backs herders plant suit against South governors. The police differ on enforcement with the riders. Nigerians whose rights are violated can go to court, says AGF's office, and law difficult to enforce without force headquarters backing. That's coming from the police. Buhari lands in Addis Ababa for Ethiopia PM inauguration. We have here AGF, Kaduna, others may face Lagos Rivers on VAT appeal. Senate, SANS disagree over INEX power on e-transmission of results. COVID-19, World Bank approves $11.5 billion for Nigeria. Others, white money wins Big Brother Nigeria Season 6, cuts home 90 million naira prize. And we have this one here. 4 Lagos church worshippers killed, mounting flag as electric cable snaps. Army begins 3 special operations against kidnapping, banditry, others. Man carrying gun in viral video, Army rector, not defense minister. This is coming from the aid as Senate summons FAANMD over 1.5 billion naira indebtedness to NIMET.
From the Vanguard newspaper, official refusal to declare bandits as terrorists. Ikweazu vows, I take that, Ikweazu vows to mobilize PDP governors, others for peaceful Anambra elections, understanding foreign exchange, external reserves, and the Naira exchange rate. Nigeria at 61, time for introspection. UN chief condemns attack on peacekeepers in Mali. Buhari government is rated 18. Parental guardians advised. I take that again.
What's that?
Buhari government is rated 18. Parental guidance advice. I don't know what that means actually. Kaduna attack. Troops discover 2 more dead bodies. Apprehending Dr. Chike Akunyele's murderers. Aerofire appoints visitation panel for KASU spokesman. Nigeria dances on the world stage to a musical cacophony. Extraordinary rendition and the nations of laws of nations. Zamfara police command arrested 69 bandits, collaborators in September. Finally here, Nigeria's increasing unemployment worries Oyo lawmaker.
We are live on Facebook, 32FM 949 on Facebook, and on YouTube, 32FM 949. On these 2 platforms, you can go there. Go drop your comment and leave your question for the analyst. I will engage him in a bit. Let's take one more here from Premium Times. And from Premium Times, okay, just before I do Premium, Premium Times, Pandora Papers, an offshore data tsunami. Pandora Papers, an offshore data tsunami. We used to have the Panama Papers. Okay, insecurity, over 120 people killed by non-state actors across Nigeria last week. Bibi Naija Saga speaks on, relationship with Nini. Let's see some more from Premium Times. Offshore havens and hidden riches of world leaders and billionaires exposed in unprecedented leak. Ladi, son of late foremost lawyer Rotimi Williams, dies at 74. APC chieftain Joe Igboko's home razed. Bandits kill MSF staff nurse, 2 others in Zamfara. Doctors ask court to declare NMA membership financial obligation not required for practicing license. Nigerian military honors late Abu Ali, other gallant soldiers, and governor wants cattle movement from Sahel to other African regions restricted. It's 10 minutes past 6. We'll go on a short break. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. We have Dr. Oloja Dogu right here with us in the studio. Good to see your face, Doctor, and welcome back.
Yeah, top of the day to you, of course.
All right, Dr. Jadoku, you giggled at that headline the other time.
Yes.
Buhari government is rated 18. It was actually a write-up by Owe Lakemfa, celebrated writer. He said, listening to the 61st Independence Day speech of President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday, his 6th as president, I concluded that his government is rated for those 18 and above. The content of the addresses and statements by his government, which takes all known credits and blames others for his failures, while also making Trumpian claims, is not healthy for those younger than the consent age of 18. Therefore, all Nigerians below that age need parental guardians. In his 3,427-word independence address, the president took credit for all he thought are successes. On the other hand, he blamed others for the manifest failures of his government.
Well, I'm not surprised. Lakemfa, in the past, the leftist public relations officer, IFE Student Union, so it's someone that's been known and is a principal person for a long time. But coming to the article itself, in other words, it's telling us it's adult rated, that is X-rated. It's just like a blue movie. And other people shouldn't engage with. In other words, the number of, what the English people would say, the number of porkies, that's the number of lies and distortions that appear to be presented there that do not square up are such an extent that it becomes a scandal. There are many things there that I think the writers, the speech writers, could have done better. Of course, they tried to paint a glossy picture. I think the problem again with the speech also was that it was long on rhetoric and very scanty on substance. There was really not much in terms of substance, and it was anchoring everything. A number of things on COVID-19, other things on middlemen, and made some other implausible claims. I think it would be wrong to say this government hasn't achieved anything. They've achieved much, but some of it borders on, fragmenting the fragile unity of this country. Some of it borders on the record-breaking loans they've taken in 6 years. Adding to 12 billion dollars they met when Jonathan left. But on the positive side, some would say that at an astronomical rate of borrowing, they've been able to lay rails from Lagos to Lagos to Ibadan, and so on and so forth. So yes, infrastructure is there, but at what cost and at what price?
After 6 years, the government is still trading blames.
Yes, I think that's it. I think they actually made a faux pas when they said they referred to the PDP government. Of course, the PDP government in the latter stage made some very fundamental mistakes. But the reality of it was that the Obasanjo administration cleared the debt of this country, and it has been the responsibility, Jonathan to a lesser extent and Buhari to a greater extent. They've piled on debt. And you see, if they pile on this debt and the economy is roaring on all cylinders, then we will say at least it's investment and the economy will recover it in years to come. Now, the monetary policy, we don't seem to have a monetary policy. Emefiele is running monetary and fiscal policy.
I was coming to that question. Is Nigeria going the way of Venezuela?
I hope not. I hope not. Because we have a larger population and we will have more serious problems. At least in Venezuela, they seem to be more, in terms of their makeup of the country, they seem to be more united. Yeah, we have disparate tribes from all over the place. I hope we are not going there. We must nail our economy, we must nail our security, we must nail health infrastructure. And many of those things we are unable to.
All right. Part of major takeaways from Mr. President's speech on October 1 will be that, well, maybe not surprisingly, he never mentioned Boko Haram or some of these bandits or killer headsmen that we have around ravaging the country. But you spoke about those agitating for. Is it a breakup of Nigeria? People going the separate, people with separatist agenda here. He said he'll go after them. We are yet to know those who are sponsoring Boko Haram in this country.
Well, I think we at least know about 6 of them, but they were not revealed by the Nigerian government. I think the Nigerian government is earnest and quite enthusiastic in revealing if they have backers of IPOP and of Sunday Igbo's tendency. But when it comes to the 400 or so, 400, that's what we have, 400, they've been unable to release them, and they've given a number of reasons. And I've said before, the reasons why you want to reveal the identity is so that their businesses are blacklisted, so that they don't have the capacity to indoctrinate more people, and so that if their money, you understand, monies that they might have spent, you understand, you could also curtail some of that. So the federal government really is not balancing it. And I want to ask the question, is Sunday Igbo or Nnamdi Kanu, are they more dangerous than the Boko Haram adherents or the Boko Haram sponsors? Are they more? I don't think they are.
Let's look at what is happening in the East. Just yesterday, Joe Igbokwe reported that his house was razed by suspected IPOB members. What's your take on this?
I think the situation is out of control. I'm not even certain that IPOB is as unified and as a structure which they're in control of. I even think that sometimes there are people who are freelancing. I think there's a lot of freelancing in the name of IPOP. But I also think that security, as far as the security and governance in those areas is concerned, is broken down completely. And the government doesn't seem to be presenting answers. Not the federal government, not the state government. We know that some years ago, if all these situations were happening on a sustained basis, what would have happened was that there would have been some state of emergency. But you see, they haven't done that in the north. They haven't done that in Zamfara. They haven't done that in Kebbi and all those areas, where there's violence on a sustained basis. So on what justification would they be able to do that in the southeast? So I think we have a problem. But I think the federal government can resolve the situation. And what do you do when there's violence of this? You take the sting out of it. What do? You make gestures. You release Kanu. You come to the negotiation table. And then you do what most Nigerians don't expect you to do. Present somebody from the southeast as the presidential candidate. You will take the sting out of all this.
Is that not like asking amnesty for bandits?
Well,
I'm not referring to Kanu as a bandit here.
Yes. Well, if you have a structure in place and you come from a strong position, then there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with amnesty, but it has to be within a process which will say this is your alternative. You accept amnesty. If you don't, we'll come for you, we'll get you, we'll pursue you. But they don't even have a strong position. You can't offer a carrot without a stick. The federal government at this point in time has not been able to design a viable stick. So carrot will not work.
Now, talking about insecurity in the southeast, is Ebubeagu dead on arrival?
Well, you see, security must have the consent and the support of the people. Any apparatus you set up, and I don't think it was founded within the consent and the support of the people. It came after the ESN had gained notoriety and basically some support, and I think they acted later, And even if they didn't act early enough, I'm not sure they engaged the people. You see, there's a legitimacy crisis, in my view, between the governors of many southeastern states and the people themselves. I think many of them feel they owe their allegiance to Abuja rather than to the people there. And so it affects their policies. And I doubt if many of them can actually go to the villages and to those various places without coming to much harm. So I think, yes, Ibibiagu for now seems to be dead on arrival, and they have to find a way to engage people. And part of it means having an electoral process that is transparent and the people can subscribe to. But as it is now, IPOB does not even want any elections. So we're in a kind of stalemate on how to resolve the situation. Somebody must talk to IPOB. Somebody must engage them. It's not a win-win situation. It's a no-win situation.
But they are killing their own bests.
Well, they're killing their own best. They're very destructive. It's self-destructive. And the spiral of violence continues to consume the practitioners and the victims themselves. Yes, they are. And that is why there must be a way, either a back channel or some sort of way to engage with them, to talk to them and to say, this is not actually helping us. You understand? We are playing into their hands.
Although IPOB has not come out to say they are the ones responsible for this case.
You see, Doctor, you came up with a solution, a probable solution. Engage with the people, get Nnamdi Kanu released, negotiate on the table and all that. Would that solve the problem, given to the fact that the IPOB are saying that they are not the ones in charge? Now, who are these unknown gunmen? They don't have an identity. They don't have a cell unit that you can call. And who are you going to negotiate with?
Well, I think to a greater extent, IPOB may not have a direct control, but they have an influence. And I think if IPOB comes today and makes certain pronouncements, then some of those unknown gunmen will be curtailed. It's not going to resolve the problem immediately, totally, but there will be a curtailment. And of course, if you have the intelligence of IPOB, you have the intelligence of the state apparatus, then they will be able to fish out gradually this so-called unknown gunmen. They have houses they go to, they have villages that they return to, they have relatives. So somebody somewhere knows what's going on, but they're keeping quiet because at the end of the day, they feel that the federal government is worse off. They would rather support those people, and they feel that even if they expose them, nobody's going to come to protect them.
So you're saying you should merge the intelligence of state actors and non-state actors this time around?
Yes, I think in a crisis situation where you have a situation where people are being killed willy-nilly, you have to use unorthodox methods, which means you have to draw intelligence from where you can. You have to find a way to get behind, to get underneath IPOB and to delegitimize IPOB's aspirations, because for now, the aspirations seem to carry weight with the vast majority of the people.
All right, 10 months after a series of high-level bilateral talks between the Nigerian government and authorities in Ghana aimed at addressing the nearly decade-long controversy that led to the closure of Nigerian traders' shops in Ghana, the issues have taken a turn for the worse. Daily Trust Investigation Reviews will come to this story after these commercials.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí, egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni, ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneto cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneto cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ fún yín pa Zainabu bó bá ti jí láàárọ̀ yóò kọ́ jẹun tó dáa yóò wá gbé pabambarì lé lórí Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 ara ti mókùnù ọpọlọ ti jí pépé iṣẹ́ yá.
lẹ́ òjò.
káàárọ̀ Zainab. ìdí nù ti fi máa pegedé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
jọ̀ọ́ bá náwó mú wéhùn.
àti pàápàá ń bi eré Didion syrup of hemoglobin ní èròjà vitamin B12 nínú tí yóò mú kọ́pọlọ àtara rẹ̀ ó jí pépé ní ìgbáradì fún àṣeyọrí tí ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ́ ń gbà gbogbo. mu ṣíbí méjì Didion péré lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ṣíbí lásán tàbí kọ́ púpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ohun mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò tó bá fẹ́ràn. ọ̀yá gbéra ńlẹ̀ bí akọni pẹ̀lú Didion.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say.
Take Didion. Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 agbára tí ń roni lágbára ẹ kàwé pélébé inú rẹ̀.
By popular demand, registration for Canada Permanent Visa Program has been extended till 5th of October 2021.
Canada will issue over 1.2 million permanent visas between 2021 and 2023. Canada has incredible natural resources, most especially mineral resources, but less than 15% of those massive resources have been exploited. Reason? Canada's population is very small, less than 40 million compared to USA's 350 million and China's 1.6 billion, and these are countries with smaller land area than Canada. There are well over 60 immigration programs to choose from. Let Jonathan King Limited take you through the simple process and relocate to Canada with members of your family. So take advantage and obtain your own form at Jonathan King Limited, 1st and 6th floors, Cocoa House, Ibadan. CMS Bookshop, Folagbade Street, beside the Cathedral of Our Savior, Ijebu Ode.
Remember, before 5th of October 2021, there is no further extension.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. Despite diplomatic interventions, Ghanaians resume hostility against Nigerian traders. We took the headline just before the break. Dozens of Nigerians have lost their sources of livelihood because of the blockade. Nigerians having their shops blocked even in Ghana as they call on the federal government to deploy other options to resolve the impasse. Doctor.
Yes, that's been going on for quite a while. And if you look at the history of relationships between Nigeria and Ghana, there's always been some hiccups. If you're old enough to remember, there used to be the Nigerian-Ghana games, and it always used to end up in an inferno, both sides stacking each other. I mean, and the reason why they came up with that was to sort of improve relations, bilateral, fraternal, and otherwise. What is quite clear is that there are a lot of traders of Nigerian origin who are in Ghana. And sometimes the Ghanaians have been quite, quite bothered about sometimes the boisterous, if I use that word, nature of the Nigerians from that point of view. But also, from a legal point of view, some will say that the Ghanaians have got it wrong. Has the Nigerian government been able to push the position very clearly and articulately? I'm not sure. I think this is something which needs to be negotiated. They need to sit at the table because many of the traders have made their homes there. They're making their money there. And, of course, they're contributing to the Ghanaian economy. So I think the Ghanaians have to accept the fact that just as they've come to this country and we've harbored them in the past, these Nigerians are not just being harbored, they're actually creating to the Ghanaian economy.
All right, Dr. Jedokun, Nigeria no longer working, only autonomy of local governments can save the situation. That's a statement credited to Norgay. Now, let's look at local government. If Norgay is making this statement, the involvement of local government, is it going to improve anything on the economy or on politics or on which decision-making is the local government autonomy going to improve our well-being?
First and foremost, I think there's a confused position here. If we are a federation, and indeed a federation, then of course the federating units are not the local governments. The federating units are the states, and those states need greater autonomy. Within those states, then we can begin to negotiate the nature of autonomy, local governments, but it cannot be uniform. Okay. In Oyo State, they may want better, increased autonomy. In Ondo State, they may want less autonomy. They may want a kind of unitary setup. So I think what should happen is that let each state, you understand, once we've sorted out the federating unit structure, let each state decide the nature of autonomy they want to give to the local government. We cannot make it one size fits all. We are in the problem we are today in Nigeria because we try to unitarize everything and uniform everything all over the place, and we cannot do that.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning, there's this headline: Federal government to put wheat on import restriction list. Wheat used to produce many staple food items, including bread and biscuits, will soon join the list of items restricted from official forex allocation by the Central Bank of Nigeria. It was learned at the weekend, and the implication of this is that any firm that requires imported wheat for its operation will seek alternative source of forex after the imposition of the restriction by the Apex Bank. And the headline there says federal government to put wheat on import restriction list. Is this not a dangerous move?
Well, it appears so, and I don't understand why we're still importing wheat, to be honest. Is it that we can't grow wheat? Is it that we don't have other alternative? There was a time when the cassava alternative, yes, was in view, and I've tasted the cassava alternative. It's like bread. It's just a bit more stodgy, that's all. But it's like bread, you know. And maybe this is a time for us to go to the alternative because our foreign reserves are threatened. Our economy is not doing so well, and part of the reason is because we produce little and we import almost everything. So it sounds dangerous, but in the long term, if it's sustained, it might help us. But not the kind of cack-handed way in which we shut all the borders. We said we did, and parts of the borders were left open, particularly in some parts of the country where people are just roaming in and out. But in the south, you understand, that's where the field impact was felt. It has to be total ban. Not a partial ban. So that might encourage the growth of local or homegrown industries. But I'm still convinced that wheat can be grown in Nigeria and we can produce enough.
Even the cassava we're talking about, the demand for it is high, but the supply is low.
Yes.
And then those people who are supposed to, cultivate this are running away from the farms because of the headers.
Well, they're running away from the farms. I'm not so sure because of the herders, but certainly because of insecurity. Whether you call them terrorists, whether they're herders, or whatever description. A lot of people who would have farmed large-scale industrial are no longer there. If you go to Ngaga, there was a man who was killed, who was assassinated. He had a huge farm, huge investment. And so, yes, that's going to affect, obviously, the production of local produce, whether it's wheat or whether it's cassava or whatever. And so maybe in addition to what the central bank is doing, the government needs to get a grip on this insecurity.
Right.
But it wasn't mentioned, to our surprise. It wasn't mentioned during the speech of Mr. President.
We have the capacity to grow, but we're just not applying the technology.
Yes, we're not applying
from what we have, the data we have, we import about 98% of the wheat we consume in this country. But like Chike said, I mean, what is the direct implication, for the ordinary man on the streets? We know that the price of bread has, skyrocketed lately. So he's saying that maybe with this new law now, or with this new move by the federal government, we may likely buy a loaf of bread for 1,000 naira.
Yes, I think it will grow out of the reach. There was a time actually when bread was out of the reach during the initial Buhari administration, and it seems history is repeating itself. And if bread goes out of the reach of the common man, then I don't know. I can't predict, what will necessarily happen. So the government, has to be very careful here and has to watch it, because where are they going to take refuge in? They can't take refuge in rice anymore. They can't even take refuge in beans. Which other food are they going to take refuge in?
All right, Dr. Jedoku.
You know what keeps my now, Dele? Middleman.
You follow. Let's talk entertainment, please. Okay. You follow Big Brother.
No, I don't. But I know that white money.
You know white money.
Well, I heard of white
won
money.
The grand prize of 90 million.
Yes.
Naira.
90 million. That's what I heard. 90 million.
Yeah. He's a big boy now.
He was a big boy before.
No, he wasn't a big boy. It was just now.
Well, doctor, you said you didn't know him.
Well, I snippets. I'm on social media.
But now you know how a lot of Southerners focus on Big Brother Niger. That's why Rena Mokri said Northerners are planning to take over in 2023. Southerners are watching Big Brother Niger.
No, to take over.
Yeah, to take over. They're going to become the next leader after Buhari.
Or to retain power.
Yes. Well, okay, to retain power. Yeah, from the north, either of the geopolitical zones from the north.
Well, they may be making their plans, but all indications suggest that the PDP is going to present a southern candidate because their national candidate, national chairman, is coming from the north, and it appears that the APC may follow suit. If they follow suit, then except they create an additional political party, a strong, viable alternative, then I don't see how the northern will take over power in that sense, from that point of view. So yes, Reno might be saying stuff like that, but I think there's an alarm.
I personally feel it was just being too critical of the whole situation. We had a northerner in the house, okay? And so if you look at sophistication when it comes to entertainment, maybe we want to blame the South. But what we're saying is that we should focus more on what has some more bearing on the larger economy of the country. That's what we're saying.
Maybe what I was trying to say is that the energy focused on Big Brother should be used on getting voter cards and all other things.
And maybe I agree. Maybe that should happen. But I'm not going to disparage, even though I'm not a fan of Big Brother. I think it has its own benefits to the economy. I think it does some things right, even though I'm one of those who feel that we should be celebrating achievers with such amounts of money. There are people who are prepared to put investment in Big Brother because they feel that, because it's all about reach. If you give somebody who has first class 90 million, where's the reach? You understand? It's not going to grow your business, you understand? It's just going to be a 5-minute wonder. But with Big Brother, the reach, the people that are watching it, the ability to grow your business.
And being a first-class graduate doesn't mean that you can manage 90 million.
No, it doesn't mean that you can. I mean, it's never been shown that academics, or bright sparks can manage in that sense.
Probably we should just look at it. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yes, that's the popular saying that all work and no play makes Janet a dull girl.
So the Big Brother is just a play.
Yes.
All right, there's this story from the Punch newspaper. Anti-open grazing law. Federal government backs headers planned suit against South governors. Police differ on enforcement. The federal government on Sunday threw its weight behind moves by headsmen to sue Southern governors over the anti-open grazing bill they recently signed into law. The special assistant to the Attorney General Federation on media, Dr. Umar Wandu, who disclosed this in an interview with the Punch newspaper, said Nigerians whose rights have been violated could go to court to seek protection. Anti-open grazing law. Federal government backs headers planned suit against South governors. Police differ on enforcement.
I think this is rather unfortunate, and it confirms the fact that the federal government, in many respects, you understand, has been backing the herders and has been backing some of their activities. But also, it also shows that the federal government is against the democratic expressed will of the people of the South. The people of the South are represented by their governors. They are represented by their legislatures. And that's about how many governors? 17 governors. The vast majority, well, not the vast, a significant population of Nigeria doesn't want it. The federal government appears to be acting not for the Federation of Nigeria, but for a section of the Federation. And that's not good at all. That's not good. We want a situation where the federal government acts for you, acts for me, acts for everybody within, rather than for a section. I would predict as a lawyer that suit is going to fail because the states have the power. Within, we have the exclusive, we have the concurrent, and we have the residual. And under those lists, the state have the power to make laws, you understand, for pertaining to grazing and so on, pertaining to land management and so on and so forth. The federal government doesn't have such powers. So on what basis is the federal government supporting
even the Land Use Act of 1978 gives the governor of the state the powers to control the land in the state.
Absolutely. The only land that Buhari or the federal government can control is that of the Federal Capital Territory, that's Abuja, not those of the states. So I don't know who is informing Mr. President. It appears to be the Attorney General who appears to have gone astray on the legal propriety in this issue.
All right. Well, when we get back from this commercial, we'll look at this one on Pandora Papers. Global investigation exposes secrets of some of Nigeria's rich and powerful. We're going to break. We'll be back.
They're actually going to crack that soup.
Ní ìdáhùn sí ìbéèrè ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn, a ti sún ọjọ́ gbígba fọ́ọ̀mù àti di ọmọ onílẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Canada síwájú o. Ní báyìí, ọjọ́ karùn-ún oṣù kẹwàá ni yóò wá sópin o.
Orílẹ̀‐èdè Canada yóò fáwọn èèyàn tó lé ní mílíọ̀nù kan ní ìwé ọmọ onílẹ̀ láàrin ọdún 2021 sí 2023. Ọ̀gọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ ohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì ilẹ̀ ló sodo sí orílẹ̀‐èdè Canada. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìbá díẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ṣàmúlò láàrin ẹgbàágbèje ohun àlùmọ́ọ́nì ọ̀hún. Èyí rí bẹ́ẹ̀ látàrí ọ̀wọ́n ènìyàn tó ń bórílẹ̀‐èdè náà fẹ́ra. Onírúurú ètò láti rìnrìn àjò lọ sí orílẹ̀-èdè Canada ló ti wà ńlẹ̀. Ìwọ náà lè lo àǹfààní ètò àti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kó o sì máa ṣiṣẹ́. Aṣáájú agbaninímọ̀ràn bá a ti rìnrìn àjò káàkiri àgbáyé ní Jonathan King Limited. Kàn sí wọn lónìí, wọn ó sì fọ̀nà hàn.
Gba fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ lónìí ní Jonathan King Limited, Àjàkíní àti ìkẹfà Cocoa House Ìbàdàn àti ní The Bronx Bookshop lẹ́bàá Saviour Cathedral níjẹ̀bú Òde. Má gbàgbé ọjọ́ karùn-ún oṣù kẹwàá ní forúkọsílẹ̀ yóò wá sópin o. Kò sí àyè àfikún ọjọ́ mọ́ o.
Ó fẹ́ bẹ́gbẹ́ pé kó láwùjọ àwọn kòsíkòsí gbogbo ìgbà kó sì máa gbọ́ bùkátà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. Ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited ládùn bá ní ìmọ̀tòṣì tí ń bá ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀la nílànà káràkátà àwọn kò ṣeé mọ̀ ní ojoojúmọ́ bíi herbal food supplement àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lè tó ẹ̀yáwó ọlọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan dúró dè ọ́ bó ṣe ń darapọ̀ mẹ́gbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá sì darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pẹ̀lú owó yín ó máa jèrè tabua lóṣooṣù. Bákan náà ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá dókòwò pẹ̀lú wa láti sin yìí ló máa gbẹ̀bùn fáànù jẹnẹrétọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Èyí wà fájọyọ̀ bá a ṣe ń pín ọdún kan lóṣù October ọdún tá a wà yìí. Ẹ kàn sí multilevel marketing ní health concern building lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ MRS filling station nítòsí Bishop Phillips Academy Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn. Àtẹ̀kálẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wa ní Stanbic Bank building Niger West area Challenge Ìbàdàn pé 090-5000-4816 090-5000-4816.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9, the station where Joy resides. Remember, we still have Dr. Olu Ojedokun here. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. The handle is at 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. We'll be opening the phone lines now, and we'll take some comments from Facebook, and the analysis continues.
Well, let's see this one here. Of course, we spoke about the Pandora Papers, Doctor.
Yes.
We'd like to, see what you have to, hear what you have to say about these Pandora Papers.
Well, first and foremost, this is illicitly exposed and revealed, and that's the interesting thing, because then you find out a lot of underhand dealings. I think it's going to be embarrassing for many people, the rich and the powerful. And I think sometimes you need the oxygen of publicity to bring a bit of equity to the way finances have been managed. What are the implications for Nigeria at the moment? I have no doubt that there will be some revelations concerning one or two characters within Nigeria. But beyond that, I think it's going to fly. The story is going to fly over most of Nigerians, the heads of most of Nigerians. Because at the end of the day, many people are struggling on the roads. The frustration is high. Yesterday, I was driving my car, and the Marwa, whatever we call them, came and scratched it. And he started fighting me, and the people were supporting him. Because I was the oppressor, you understand? And he, you understand, is the underprivileged. And so everybody there was supporting him. You know, and they were looking at, who is this guy speaking grammar? Yeah. So I think that story is going to wash over most people, in Nigeria at least. It's the Western world that's going to be making noise about it.
All right, Dr. Jeduko got it wrong on the analysis as regards local government autonomy. I think we have 3 tiers of governments. Why should each state have different administration? Autonomy is the solution. Bamdele, I'll be there on Facebook. Dr. Ojedoku. Okay, good morning, crew. Buhari was known to be a man of integrity. His association with Lai Mohammed has changed all that now. How can Buhari in his independent broadcast rate his administration as the best since 1960? That is a lie from the pit of hell. What a bad association. Samuel from Port Harcourt. We got your message too. Thank you. Bamdele Idowu, Ayodele. Glorious morning to you, Professor Jedokun. Entire resuming the same day. That's great. Okay. Chicken Dele Aqua for Jubao. I am really enjoying your program, guys. IPOP should please stop destroying and killing their people. Fighting for secession is not about destroying and killing their people. You don't throw the baby out with the bath water. Okay, it's a long one from him. Thank you. We got that. The lines are open now. 0809 7000 949 0705 5000 949.
All right, back to the local government issue, Dr. Jadokun. Somebody said you got it wrong, so I want your reaction.
I think if you look at constitutional law, when you talk about, we are talking about federation, you understand? Not a unitary, in a unitary state, yes, he may be correct. But in a federation, what you have the federal government, you understand?
Hello.
And then you have the states.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yomonola from UI.
All right, let's have your thoughts.
I still want to comment on the statement made by the speech of Mr. President during the broadcast, emphasizing on Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu. You know, that has been the most embarrassing and the most insulting broadcast to the South and very inciting. These people that are working with the president from the South, they know what they are doing. You know that the speech was prepared for the president, and this president has Southerners and another man, a spokesperson. The Southern that was there, what was he saying? And you know that all these things that are giving us concern, Southerners that are working with them, ministers, they do not see anything wrong in all these things. And bandits have been hijacking planes, they have been hijacking, even yesterday now, they see kills, they see 10 people alive, they brought them out every day, today now, another set of killings will be in the paper tomorrow. So every day, we are even getting used to it. And if I happen to be adding supporter of the president now, I think I should have changed from that broadcast from the South. Because I will ask the president that, is it that Boko Haram sponsor the killing do not unite it with the president? What did they do? He said it's not the people people here. And a reasonable person will like someone to be killing your people. Shame on those who are supporting the president from the South. That's what I guess for today.
All right, 07055594080 Those are the numbers to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Alaja Salam from Coca-Cola. We are complaining about food security, and Mr. President came out to say the reason for our inflation or high prices in food source is because of the middlemen. And I beg to disagree, and I will support or to the line of Dr. Jedoku. How hard can you want to diversify or make have another source of revenue in agriculture value chain? And when this program started, some people somewhere are killing those who show interest or who have been in agriculture for a very long time by killing them and destroying their crops, and nothing to do about that. And because of that, 70% of new entrants into agricultural production move back, and about 50% of those who have been in that agricultural production also move on because of lack of security and protection of their life and property, and lack of prosecuting those that are killing their farmers in hundreds.
Thank you, Alaji, for your call there. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949 to join the conversation. Let's take this call here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Sheldon from Oyo.
All right.
I want to talk about local government autonomy. If state cannot give local government the kind of autonomy they want, they have given them the kind of autonomy they want now. The local government are just paying salary, nothing. Go and see the roads. If local government is giving the real autonomy they want, they will go to farming. They will construct roads and maintain roads. That's number one. Nobody can compare Bikano and Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho people did not kill anybody. Bikano and Co have been destroying INTL police station, killing people. They just gone to Igboho's family home now. Can you compare them? They are terrorists with the Northerners, Boko Haram and the Elders. They are all terrorists. But don't compare with Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho is not a terrorist. He's just fighting for the people. He's all people.
Okay, thank you. We have this headline here from the Guardian newspaper. 5 northern states join FRS in VAT dispute against Rivers, Lagos.
Yes, it appears as if the battle line has been drawn. Of course, the north, some of the north, let's not be very callous the way we present it. Some of the north are backing the revenue service, whereas the south, of course, are fighting for their own rights. The way I see it is that those that are benefiting from it mostly are the states that are productive in terms of commerce, in terms of finance, in terms of business. And those that are against it are the states where there's hardly much going on in terms of finance, business, and commercial activity. But I don't think it's fair in the federation that people should be reaping, you understand, where they have not sown. It's going to be an interesting case, and there are going to be some established federal principles that will come out of it. So let's wait and let's watch and let's see what's going to be resolved.
All right, 0705 500949 0809
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Comrade Omolulu from Magbogo. The news about the electrocution of the worshipper in Lagos shocked me so much, and I was not comfortable when you read the news, because I noticed that the prevailing culture of negligence is becoming common among our people these days. We look away from what we should take a proactive action to correct, and the non-prosecutions of whoever is culpable when there is a negligence is taking over the society. When the life of Nigerians, is amount to nothing. Our value for human life is being eroded, even among you journalists these days. The news I was shocked with is the life that are lost in Lagos, among all the news you have read, because we should have a kind of respect, a kind of regard for human life when we come across such a news, and we should suggest a solution, a way out to prevent such an occurrence in the future. And because what is happening among the ruling class, it seems to be affecting us as the populace as well.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome, Dr. Bayo.
Thank you.
This is Bayo from Urugu.
All right, let's have your thoughts.
Thank you. Yeah, quick one. When the president showed the address,
can you speak up a little bit? Can you project a little bit?
You said what?
Can you speak up a little bit so we can hear you?
Okay. I'm referring to the statement of the president about mentioning Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu. But those elders, no. You see, I keep on saying it. Because I have it now, I will point. I'm the president. Every day, killing, bandits, headers. Then you are going to mention Sunday Igboho that has not killed anybody or disturbed anything. Now you are comparing that one with, and then you resurrect. I'm just killer every day. Somebody called now was trying to act as a terrorist. I disagree. Let it go. Like what Doctor said, let him call these people, the land people, and talk. If this will not stop, can you complain for this Gumi issue? No. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling. 070550949, 08097,949, 07055,949. All right, we'll take some messages here on Facebook. Okay, this message is from Eze King's executive. He says, "Good morning, 32 FM. Please, can Dr. Jedo Kun tell us what the South have benefited in one Nigeria since 1960 independence that has made our southern leaders continue giving their support to the northern one Nigeria?" Okay, you react to that after this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Chike. Good morning.
Good morning.
Doctor Antayo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is John Okrafo.
All right.
I'm calling from Ibadan here.
All right.
Doctor, I want to ask a question and I need answer. Will Nigeria ever agree to be a nation? Is it possible that Nigeria will survive as a nation? I need an answer, sir.
All right. Thank you, John. Doctor.
Well, I think Nigeria was founded on the hope and the promise that if you have a population of its size, then in terms of economic opportunities, educational opportunities, industrialization opportunities, you would have a very large economy, very successful economy. It would be unfair to say the South hasn't benefited, but I don't think many people would agree that the South has benefited as much as it could. People would say that the North has benefited more. Because resources come from the South, the wealth comes from the South, it's spread round, and the North, in terms of contribution, contributes rather less. But having said that, you would also argue, you understand, that the North in the past has also brought their own. There was the granite pyramids before they disappeared, and before they were overwhelmed because of the oil or petroleum as it were. Many of us would suggest we are better together. We're better together because the size of the economy determines and can determine our prosperity. But only if the economy works for us all.
Hello, good morning. Okay, we have a comment on Facebook from Loki Bora, and he says, "Welcome, Tayo and Doctor. The president mentioned Igbo and Kano, but refused to mention the headers and bandits. We don't enter one chance." Okay, that's him there on Facebook. 00979-949-0705-5000-949. There's a message here. The reason why PMB did not mention Boko Haram bandits in its independent broadcasting is fact there is ethnic agenda, which is not good for the unity of this country. Ekundayo from Ibadan. Okay, Ekundayo, we go to your message. Hello, good morning. Hello.
John, call back. Doctor did not answer the question that I asked. I say, Nigeria, will we ever stand as a nation? Will Nigeria ever be united? That is my question.
Thank you. You'll react now. Doctor.
Well, would Nigeria ever be united? I think we have the potential to be united, but you have to be united across common values, common objectives, and a vision. And if you haven't got those common values, common objectives, and a vision, then of course we are playing to fool's paradise.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Stephen. I'm calling from Mokola.
Let's have a headline.
Okay. Tayo Gwade, I'm the one that sends the Daily Times newspaper to you every morning.
Oh, thank you.
There is something that I want you to note in the president's speech on October 1st. Can you hear me?
Well, with you, go on. Go on.
Okay. Did you notice that when the president was talking about infrastructure, his achievements in infrastructure, that some federal roads are getting attention and things like that, did you notice that he never make mention of a particular road that the government is constructing from the north to the heart of Niger Republic? He didn't say anything about it. I just want to call your attention to that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Man, there's probably a reason why I didn't mention it, because it doesn't really benefit the vast majority of Nigerians. Economically, it's unsustainable. The arguments are not there. So I think he didn't want to waste his time, making an unsustained argument.
But do we have the project?
Pardon?
Do we have the project on ground?
Yes. Well, the project, they are proceeding with the project, aren't they?
Great. So
they've mobilized.
What you just said now, that he does not see the direct benefit to Nigerians, and that is why I never mentioned it in his speech. I am trying to really understand that.
I think sometimes you act on emotions, and I think that project was conceived in emotions, I'm as confused as you are.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
This is John Olaruwaju from Adowo. My question to Dr. is because I asked the question this morning. You know, we have the southern part of Nigeria here, we have so much contribution to the resources of the Nigeria. Now, my question is this. I heard that there is gold that far. Did they contribute that gold to the economy of Nigeria? Did the South also share from that gold? Because to me, it's like the idea. Did they share out of it? Thank you.
All right, thank you, John. Doctor, quickly, your reaction.
Well, the problem has been the way that they treat petroleum is different from the way they treat gold. Petroleum belongs to us all. Gold belongs to a section of the country. And until we have equity, until we have fairness in the way we treat our resources, then people will continue to question the so-called unity of Nigeria. He says it's not negotiable. Many will say everything is negotiable.
All right, we have to go now. We have to go. Thank you, Doctor, for featuring on the Breaker Dawn newspaper review this morning. And thank you, dear listener, for being there. I am Chike Obog, wishing you a very positive week ahead.
My name is Dele Adeyoju. Thank you so much for your time with us. We'll return tomorrow morning.
I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning, listener.
FM 94.9.
A mix of Hollywood's hottest names and some vintage adrenaline action are coming your way this month. Get ready to stay locked in your seats with two new